Masters of Gravity, Soapbox Derby Math and Science is a new educational multimedia package produced by PBS 45 and 49. It's an instructional television series, lesson plans that outline hands-on classroom activities, and computer-based simulations that were designed, developed, and classroom tested by teachers in Northeast Ohio.
There's a lot of real-life examples, and it's a soapbox derby, something that actually takes place, so there's a meaning for what they're doing and an actual purpose, and that helps tremendously.
Have you ever tried to explain gravity to a 10-year-old? These materials make hard lessons like that easy.
Hey fellas, why can't I slide up the slide?
Well, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Gravity, of course.
Because these materials were designed by Northeast Ohio teachers and then tested in their own classrooms, they are simple to understand and use.
These experienced teachers have used both their experience doing this and what they know about good teaching and good learning and good assessment, and it's built into the way they wrote the curriculum.
The computer-based activities allow students to spin out race cars, speed down zip lines suspended from a cliff, and analyze the effects of putting an elephant into a soapbox derby racer. It's fun, and they learn math and science in the process.
They remember it better rather than just doing it in a book. Even now we're reviewing for the final, and I noticed the things that they remember are the things that they took a more active role in rather than just doing problems.
Students actually liked finding out if adding weight to a race car helps it win races. By testing toy cars on ramps and running a computer simulation to adjust the starting ramps for the soapbox derby race, they learned about speed while using the scientific method.
A lot of our physics lessons did not evolve around one theme like soapbox derby. They were very separated, very disconjuncted. So unless I take the children up to Six Flags and really expose them for maybe a week on physics that they could see and touch and feel, there was no thematic way to teach physics. So this was a really good way to touch on those hard concepts and be able to do it one day after another for a whole unit right here in the classroom.
In other words, they had fun while learning important information and practicing lifelong learning skills. Okay, what's the difference between an inclined plane and a wedge? Just so you know, it's on the proficiency test, but no pressure. I'm sure you'll think of it. Need a hint? They're both simple machines. Okay, an inclined plane is a ramp, and a wedge is an inclined plane that moves. See, I knew you would get it. The students who use these materials sure do know the difference. We have the data to prove it. We use pre- and post-tests to judge students on knowledge gained. The results demonstrate that students were able to apply knowledge that they will need later on proficiency tests.
Each one of those lessons was written with the state science standards and math standards involved. So teachers who are looking for multiple ways and new ways to teach the curriculum that they're expected to teach and find something that's a little unique, a little more interest-grabbing, that they have a natural product there to go to.
The curriculum is put into everyday type activities that help students apply the knowledge they learn in class.
What I found in the post-testing was that the children were citing what they did in the hands-on. Well, when we used the car and we put the cardboard on the front, because of the air resistance, I mean, they were actually citing what they did hands-on to prove that they understood the concept. So I think that they were able to apply it.
The topics covered are some of the keystones to understanding math and science, and will help students not only in their studies, but also throughout life.
But thanks for asking.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, it's easier than it seems.
Why?
Well, take a close look at the chair. What do you see first?
The things I see first are the wheels. They're about the biggest part of the chair.
That's right, the wheels are the most important part of the chair, but they couldn't do what they were designed to do if it wasn't for the axle. But one of the most important tools I use is this ramp in front of my house. The ramp, wheels, and axles combine to give me a mechanical advantage. By that I mean the machine takes some of the hard work out of what I have to do.
Ratio and proportion, I think, is one of the math concepts they have a very difficult time with, and this helped them to really apply using the ratios and proportions to something, like I said, that they were very interested in. Friction is something that sometimes is difficult for them because it changes, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, and I felt it all came together for them using those activities, that they could actually see it.
What's the matter, Speed King?
I don't know. I got the steering wheel pointed in the right direction, but every time I head down the hill, I hit the grass.
PBS 45 and 49 ascribes to the model that students learn best by doing. The students using these materials will not be passive receivers of knowledge from their teachers, but actively involved in developing understanding and applying their knowledge to everyday situations.
They got in groups and they were on the floor, and by the afternoon the kids said, "Hey, we're going to do something fun in class." So yeah, they like the hands-on.
Students are notorious for asking, "Why do I need to know this stuff?" Or,
"Is this going to take long?"
Well, we have past Soapbox Derby world champions telling them how learning this information not only helped them win, but how they apply their knowledge later in life.
Soapbox Derby helped me understand and get a better grasp of mathematics and science in a variety of ways, because those are two of the most essential components of Soapbox Derby racing.
We've included activities designed to help students gain knowledge, but more importantly, they produce a depth of knowledge through student-developed products.
Almost all the graphing, charting, all the rubrics, and even the journaling. The children had to write about what they saw. That is so appropriate for the Ohio graduation test, as well as for the lower grades, the proficiency test. It's all proficiency, format, style, and it really prepares them for that type of assessment.
Funded through a grant from the Ohio Educational Telecommunications Commission in support of Ohio SchoolNet, the series is another example of how PBS 45 and 49 are helping educate Ohio's youth. Masters of Gravity, Soapbox Derby Math and Science will be broadcast statewide over public television, so it will be free to every teacher in Ohio. Computer-based activities and the teacher's guide are available free to all schools with web access at pbs4549.org. Using these materials will help students get a master's in gravity.
So it's up to me to build a better race car than everyone I race against.
Everyone except me next year.